Hello everyone and welcome to BattleFY Community Cup with Evolve, bringing you more games. Casting with me is the one, the only, the SuperBadJuju.
Well, thank you, sir.
How are you doing today?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. I was saying earlier, I got a bad case of the jitters because a little bit too much caffeine. I severely underestimated how much or overestimated how much I needed this morning. But other than that, I'm good.
See, here I was thinking you had the jitters because of what just happened to the Hunter team just made you shake a little on the inside.
Oh man, it shook me to the core. It was just a brutal dissection of their team there. But I gotta say, mad props to Reich on that dome back there. That was just a beastly dome he threw.
Oh, it was absolutely flawless in what it needed to do. It created a barrier between Hank and the Rogue Val, which in this actually it does look like these rotated positions. Insano's now on support. But let's go in so you guys can see what's happening. I won't spoil the picks for you, but we want to make sure that you guys are able to see it. And it's very interesting that they did rotate those positions. They swapped support and medic. I wonder if that was just basically because of the Sunny pickup, because maybe Mizzix isn't as confident with the Sunny as he is with this Rogue Val.
Maybe, or maybe just shaking things up, see how it goes,
So, I don't know, we'll have to see what they do, but we wanted to make sure that you guys saw that, but those of you that didn't watch game number one, I will not spoil it, but you're going to see a spoiler when that scoreboard comes back up. If you didn't see game number one, go back in the playlist and make sure you watch game number one, because you guys would have seen some excellent plays by not only Reich on Trapper, but also Keith on Monster, if you want to see what's happening there. And you want to see what's happening, go watch that first game. Spoiler coming in 3, 2, 1. All right, you got your spoiler alert. Who won? You tell me who won?
Keith mopped the floor. Free agents are awesome, technically. Is the name, I believe.
Yeah, that's the name, yeah. Free agents are awesome.
Yes, sir.
But, oh, man. It's going to be insane to see what he does this game, considering the way he methodically took down his strikes, put it on exactly... Wow.
Okay. That was...
a 49-second dome?
Wow, yeah, that was incredible. How, why? They want to catch him and they want to kill him early. They do not want any more of that.
Okay. That is probably, I think, the fastest dome we've seen in competitive in several months.
I know, right? I mean, we were just tuning into it to get ready to do some casting. It's like, oh, this is happening. Okay.
Going in, though, we're looking at abilities. We have one Lightning, one Banshee, one Vortex. Standard farming build, trying to get everything again. We have ability cooldown being used by Keith, Jetpack recharge on Tally, and then Mizzix and Reich are both running movement speed in order to be as evasive little buggers as possible. And we have reload on Insano because he wants Jetpack and miniguns for days.
And looks like Keith is just mitigating, which, that's one thing Keith kind of told me when he was giving me some cracking tips a while back, is that, like, if they have a Sunny on their team, don't even bother messing with them stage one. Just mitigate if you can.
And usually you're able to, make sure they don't break armor if you just do that, because Sunny has a problem making sure that damage is being pumped out, especially with, like, a hide, because you're going to have a hard time keeping up. It doesn't matter if you run Jetpack.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny, Hyde is somebody I always thought that wasn't that good against Kraken because of, he needs to be up there for the flamethrower, but, I really underestimated his chain gun. That thing is devastating.
Oh, yeah, you just, like, unload it because of how tightly packed it is and its accuracy. It's able to just melt through headshot damage and consistently deal it out and melt on through. So, it's one of those things that you look at, and at your first thought, you're like, oh, it's just a minigun. It's not going to be that accurate. And then you fire, and you're like, oh, my goodness, he now no longer has any eyeballs.
Especially if you stand still in your iron scope, you can just, like, let's say, like, Val is a weak spot. Oh, man, you can just rat-a-tat on that thing.
And look at Reich right now in position to make sure he gets this dome right now. They want to make sure they get a second dome attempt at stage one. Reich's going to try and make this a little bit tighter on him. However, Lightning's coming down, does connect on Reich, who's going to get hit. Insano trying to get a boost, but not quite able to get it. But that means that Keith is going to be able to little traverse his way away as he boosts along like a little ballerina.
Yeah, he was just kind of feeling him out there, seeing if he could get a solid engage, but, he just wants to go out and get that stage 2. Well, why battle at stage 1 when you can go for stage 2? Oh, ballsy!
Yeah,
ballsy!
Well, he does have the evolve. Yeah, but he is going to have the armor. Yeah, he's right on him. He's at 50 meters. Yeah. There's no way he's not getting this.
Yeah, they're right there, and he did it at a relay. He's going to have himself a stage 2 relay fight.
And there's the dome. As soon as, yeah, he waited until that last second. It is going to be a 1 Lightning, 2 Banshee, 2 Aftershock, 1 Vortex. And he's going to be trying to get some finishes. Reichs is setting up some poons. Going to be looking to go in. Tally's getting in a position on the high ground. Talks are going to be tossed to get him off that Trapper. They're going in. Here it comes. And he's going straight after Insano. Wants that Sunny down. Trying to see what his drone is being used. Here comes the Lightning. Going to be looking to connect. Does connect on Tally. Going to be putting him up. Here comes the Aftershock, though. Connects on 1, 2. It doesn't get the third, though, after the heals are coming through. Shield drone coming in to keep Tally alive. Does pop the personal shield. Reichs, however, getting healed up by the chain gun. Everyone's getting healed up by Mizzix. Mizzix doing everything can. Lightning being thrown. Does connect on Daisy and the shield drone, which means they're going to have to replace it in just a moment. Shield drone's already back up and charging. Going right back in. Here comes the boost. Going to keep Tally right in the face of Keith. Melting through the art through the first bar of health, trying to get as much damage as possible. Shield drone down again. Going in for the Lightning. Doesn't connect on Daisy. Doesn't connect on Reich, though. His Reich dodges at the last second. Insano's trying to get some quick healing. Daisy right now is going to be getting some quick dodging as she's just surviving with the Bear Sliver coming up. Mizzix is doing a great job with that AoE passive healing, and Chain Gun bouncing it between all his teammates, keeping everyone alive. Keith is now out of armor, and he's almost out of health.
You know, that dome, I think he had this like confidence going into it. Like, all right, yeah, screw it, let him catch me. I think I can take this. And I think he underestimated how well they would be able to keep things together in that dome.
Yeah, and I think it's very, that was a very good dome, very great choice by them to make sure that they had it, and Reich was very patient in making sure that they were able to position it exactly how they wanted it and waited for the maximum duration. Maybe, you know, he could have done a little bit of SMG damage during the evolve just to chip off that extra bar, but at the same time, it was one of those things that you had to choose, you know, am I going to be ready to throw the dome, or am I going to be available for that extra bit of damage, which may cost the dome from being able to be thrown.
Yeah, and it would have been risky for him because he would have had to have jumped down there to shoot him, you know, and at that point you're line of sighted from your team and you're in a tough spot.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. We're probably going to see a little bit more poison damage coming out of Mizzix as he has that long-range trank potential. Captain Insano, however, having a bit of a problem with some Venom Hounds who are just giving him some desperate loving to see him glowing green, which means he's getting poisoned. But he's having a good time. Reich, however, is already in the middle of the map, ready to dome Keith yet again. However, Insano and Reich are away from their medic. They're going to have a hard time. Shield drone's already gone. Here goes in for the finish. Here comes the Vortex, Banshee, and Stealth Pounce going in for the finish. There's the first strike. Insano is now down, and he's going to be trying to make sure that Insano goes straight to dropship. He wants his space right now. Here comes the Aftershock coming in for the clear. Does hit the body. Does not hit anyone else's. Mizzix is going in for the range pickup. Daisy's going in for the pickup at melee. It comes down to it. Oh, no. Monster's on the outside. Reich, you missed it this time. Made such a good play last time. You just barely clipped it this time. Here comes the drop on Mizzix going in. Does he use his passive heal burst? Not passive heal burst. He uses his full personal heal burst. However, he's just going to get focused down at this point. He's got nothing to protect himself. Mizzix has got to run. Got to make sure that medic does not get down. Here goes the lightning. Does connect on Daisy, which is going to put Daisy down. Daisy down, you all die. And Mizzix going in for that nice little quick heal. Does try and get it. 3 of them down right next to each other, having a little cuddle party. It's a sleeping party over in this corner. There's Reich's on the run, and Tally's trying to see what damage he can get. They're split up, going in 2 different directions. And we have Reich right now just running around, trying to make sure he doesn't get hit by that lightning strike right in front of him. Here comes the Aftershock dropping down on that Reich. Reich's going to be trying to jetpack up, slowly climbing up. Does get Vortex in the air, and he's just a little dangling tree right in front of Keith, trying to see what he can get away and trying to run, but the tree's going to block a little bit. Here comes the lightning for the finish. Doesn't quite connect on Reich. He's just barely going to be able to keep himself alive. However, we have the Assault picking everyone else up as he's just trying to kill Reich. Reich's down, but everyone else is back up, and Keith lost a bit more health at this point. However, he got a lot of strikes.
Yes, he did. He farmed himself a good amount of strikes there, and, you know, killing them all in one big pile worked out for him, you know? It's easy to camp them when you got them piled up like that. That's one thing,
yeah.
you know, as a hunter, you got to be cautious of. You don't want to die near your teammates.
But everyone's back up at this point, which means he only has, you know, his strikes, but he has no armor at this point, and they do already have him dome. Reich is now exposed, however, lightning strikes being thrown underneath. Doesn't quite connect on Reich. He's going to have to go straight to Insano and try and see what he can. But they are walled off here. They cannot run through. Oh, no, they do have that little area above them. Okay, it's not that bad, but here comes the Aftershock anyway. He's going to be making it feel bad as he feels some pain. Reich's going to be taking that to the face. Banshee Mind toss. Here comes the lightning for the finish on Reich. Can't dodge this, and he takes that to the face, which means Reich is down and Dome is released, trying to get a little bit more damage. He's down to 4 bars of health on Keith. Going to get melted. Insano's going in for the pickup. Daisy's there too. Everyone's just trying to get Reich back up. Mizzix is trying to heal with that passive healing, trying to make sure everyone stays topped up. Everyone's pretty much healed, so he uses that heal burst in order to make sure that he's topped off as well.
And you'll notice Keith's just doing a lot of damage as he runs, you know. It's kind of like a back off, you know. Don't even think about following me type tactic there. And Kraken excels at that, you know, doing a little bit of damage as you get away.
And we're looking at this right now. We're seeing all the damage to the opponent, stopping him from eating, making sure he's not able to get stage 3. Doesn't quite have meter, but they have 0 dome enforcement at this point because Reich has 2 strike. As he's just getting melted right now, just barely able to keep himself alive. Here he goes for the finish up. Banshee Mind popped right on Reich, which is going to put him right in dropship. which means it's just down to Insano, who's going to be the next target on the priority list. Here comes the lightning strike, goes right on Insano. Insano's down, and we see Mizzix on the low ground trying to see if he can get that pickup. Daisy's on the high ground ready to pick up as Tally's getting healed up by Mizzix in the front.
I gotta say, Tally's doing a phenomenal job keeping that damage up on him. He's really chipping away at him, you know? He's every time you look at him, you either see bullets from the chain gun coming in or you see, you know, flame damage.
Yep. One thing that, like, I'm really liking this game, especially like coming out of Reich right now, is something that we haven't seen, and it's a tactic that hasn't really been done that much. And it's just the idea of using the dome as a wall, not as like something to keep the monster in, but not something you can use to keep the monster out.
Absolutely, you know, the dome is a powerful tool to save your team, and it's not often used because it requires a lot of experience and skill to really predict how it's going to come down. Like, sure, you can see the blue outline when you have the dome primed, but, you know, there's a certain curvature to it. There's a certain, like, estimation that you have to guess when you're trying to throw it to cut a monster off.
Yeah, and the big giant spaghetti monster in the sky is having none of it. He's just kind of dealing damage, melting through people, and you can try and create a barricade, but he is the flying spaghetti monster.
Yes, sir, and you'll notice that, you know, they had a Hank who's usually, or a Sonny rather.
Cute. Are you watching this?
I am, yeah. They had Sonny, who's usually public enemy #1, but he dropped Trapper because he wants, you know, no chance of him getting stuck fighting them.
And it's, oh man, the craziness right now.
I know.
He's just boosting him up, trying to get that long distance trank from like 300 meters. Still going for it. I mean, not trank, I mean, poison dart.
Yep.
Oh, he got it.
Yep.
What's his distance at anyway? He's at like, what?
He's at least like 100 right there. Yeah.
140, still got the poison dart. Meanwhile, I have a trouble hitting it if it's 100, you know. No biggie.
Yeah, those are some nice long range shots there.
And we see that Keith's going back here trying to see if he can get damage buff, but spoiler alert, there are no buffs.
You know, this game could still go either way. I have it in favor of Keith, but with
that's
some
just
good
because
play,
of Keith, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it wasn't Keith playing here, I'd say it was a pretty even game.
It's Keith, though, and he just comes through and he just melts as he breaks leaderboards, breaks the game, and does everything he can. But here we go, going in with that perfect accuracy yet again, connecting on Insano with that Banshee Mine. Here comes the Vortex. He's going to have to use that Aftershock. Here it comes in. Drops right in, does connect on 2, forces the quick heal burst out of Mizzix, which means they're not going to have the passive AoE healing for a little bit. Vortex is used, hits Daisy, doesn't quite connect on Mizzix. Insano doing a great job keeping that shield drawn up. Here comes the drop, though. Drop comes in, connects on Daisy. And, however, Daisy's going to be going down in just a moment. Stealth Pound's used on Mizzix. Mizzix is now low. Mizzix is on the ground now, which means that it's just down to them. Passive AoE healing will be coming into effect now, so they'll be getting picked up and healed while Mizzix is on the ground. But Daisy's a good distance away. She is just on the edge of that range. Captain Insano going to be taking that lightning strike to the face. Here comes the Aftershock drop. Drops right down, connects on him, right doing the quick pickup. Getting me trying to pick up, and right now, oh no. Medic's on the outside. Medic can't be picked up.
Oh man, yeah. That's actually kind of a tough play on their end right here. Not that I think it was going to go any other way, but yeah, I think he just saw that and dropped the dome there.
Yeah,
especially because that, yeah, I mean, Medic's providing that passive heal for you while she's down, so she's still a healing source.
So there's a minute 37 left on dropship. Reich is now on the run, trying to keep himself alive. He needs to be able to dodge this and not get hit by anything, but he does get stealth pass, which means he's going to get cleaned up right and quick. And Reich is now in the dropship. Everyone's in the dropship, and they can stay there for as long as Keith wants.
Absolutely, and you know, gotta give mad props to Wasteland. What is it? Wastelanders they're called now. Wastelanders. Yeah, gotta give mad props to them. They did much better that game than the first game. There's a lot more coordination there. Reich missed a couple of those domes, but I think as a whole, their team was much better this time around.
Yeah, and I think like we're starting to see them play more together. We're starting to see that effectiveness of their dodging capabilities as they're going through. We look at their health pools, and it was just quick, sharp lines, which is that combo we mentioned earlier in the Twitch chat. So if you want to find out all these secret pro strats, you need to go to twitch.tv/ACEs or twitch.tv/SuperBadJuju if you want more of those details. But in the meantime, guys, this is where we do that quick fade in, fade out as we discuss more hidden strats for those of you in the VODs. Check us out live, and we'll be back in a minute.
Oh, yeah.